Go ahead.
So growing up, I had a lot of friends from playing Pop Warner football, from knowing friends from there, from elementary to junior high school, and now I'm in college, in my sophomore year. I know some of the close friends since I was a kid until now. I still talk to some, I still talk to a few, but I have to say that I wasn't really a true friend to them, not purposely, just because of how just things were and how I adapted to watching my older brothers and just the world, how they treat friends. And so today I want to talk to you guys about being a true friend. So I want to talk about, for me, my personal experience. I would go to my friends and I would talk to them about other things. So I never thought about being selfless or putting them first. So I would go to my friends and I would be like, as soon as I meet up with them, I would say, hey, did you watch the football game or whatever, or this and that, or what are you gonna do tonight? Or did your mom say yes if you could spend the night at my house? Or just literally things that had no correlation onto their life. And so now that I realize it, that I was not being a true friend because I was never asking them how they were doing. I was never saying okay, how was your day? Because as us human beings, we tend to go to people and our friends and we always talk about other things that goes on in life, but we never talk to them personally about their life. And so I really feel like the people that we come across every single day, they go through the most craziest things, and you will never know it because they're not gonna just come and tell you that. They're not gonna say okay, I went through this, unless they're really vulnerable and they can trust you. But I feel like to be a good friend, you have to go to them and say, hey, how are you doing? Because you really don't know what happened 10 minutes prior before that. They seen you or they met you. So meeting your friends, when you see them face to face, to ask them how their day went. Ask them, what's going on in their life, what's going on, what do they want to do growing up. Honestly, I never asked my friends that. I never asked them what happened in their home. Do they talk to their brothers and sisters still? Some of my friends don't talk to their brothers and sisters. Some of them don't even talk to their dad. Some of them are in their life. So I feel like for me and for you guys, it's important that we go to them and ask them, okay, how are you feeling about this? Because as we're friends, or we're so-called friends, that we need to be there for them and we need to ask them these questions like this so they can feel home around you, so they can feel they're safe and that someone actually does care for their life. And so being with them, and then when you get to them, just forget about what happened on Twitter, forget about what this TV show was happening, but actually just sitting there and it's let's have lunch, or let's eat, let's talk, let's just sit down and get some coffee and just tell me about what's going on in your life, or tell me about what's bothering you, what problems are going on with yourself, and just tell me these things so I can be a real friend to you and actually help you get through this and partner with you and go through that struggle with you, because there's going to be better days to come. So a quote saying from Michael Bassey Johnson: true friends are those who come into your life, saw the most negative part of you, but are not ready to leave you no matter how contagious you are to them. And on that note, being what Michael said, it's we can actually put ourselves higher than our friends. We can meet a friend and really think okay, he or she is really good for me or my family or something like that, or I'm going to actually be with them until, until death does its part. But if this person comes to you with a problem, or they're this, or you find out they're messy, their junk place, because they trust you and they're gonna allow you to see that, we can actually withdraw ourselves from those people and be that's not who I want around me. And then you start judging them and saying okay, this is what you like or this is what you do, but actually being a real true friend and going to them when they show you their messy place and actually staying in that messy place, because that's what someone else needs. And we actually put ourselves higher by making ourselves okay, we're too good for me to even be your friend. I'm too good to actually sit here and to deal with all your problems that goes on with your life. And then we kind of have this value system ourselves, thinking we need this, we need a friend who is just like me, a friend who's this and this and this and this. But the matter of the fact is, we have to be a true friend, to sit with them while they show us their mess. And for me, I I told my friends that if they would ever turn gay, that I would still love on them. I would still like be a true friend to them. That's a true friend. Because if someone tells me like, oh, I think I like boys, or if I like girls, who am I to be like, okay, like, I can't hang out with you no more. Like you're not something I want to be with. Like that's just being kind of fake, and that's a prosthetic relationship. And so like I want my relationships to be with my friends that it's real, like all throughout, no matter what happens, thick and thin. I want to be a true friend to you. I'm always gonna love on you no matter what you do. And so. Number 3 is support your friends and don't stop them from being who they are. If you have your morals, if you have your views and your beliefs, and your other friend is different than that, he's opposite of what you are or what you're against, not against, or what you're for, support them. You know what I mean? Like, if your friend says he wants to do this, or if she wants to do this, and you're just like, like, I don't think you should do that because of you're going off of what your base system is on what you're gonna go off of. Like, I don't think you should do that. It's this and this. You give her a whole explanation, or you give him a whole explanation on why they shouldn't do that. But you should support them. You should go, like, I'm for you, I'm with you, whatever you want to do. If you've gone back to your ex 5 times, you know what I'm saying? Like, and your homie or your friend just like, hey, I'm gonna go back to my girl, or I'm gonna go back to this guy, and you're just like, hey man, all right, I'm gonna support you on this because if this is what you want to do, then I'm gonna help you do it. I'm gonna help you be there with you because this is a decision that you want to make. But support is a big thing with being a true friend. If you have no friends that support you, then I don't think they're your friends to even start with, because after all the things that you do, and they're not there to, like, when you fall, pick you up, to speak life over you, to speak, like, the truth over you, and that to be a friend that's all about positivity and to not falling and to not quitting and all these things, but a friend that supports you and pushing you farther than what you can even go. I think that's a true friend, and we all need to be that. And it's a real thing to know. So be a true friend. Or I just said to you, I say that.
Justin, quick comments?
Well, I believe he started off good. He had a lot of movements to kind of like prove his point. He explained really well how to be a good friend. He had his own experiences about him and his friends. He had a nice quote that kind of like supported his topic. And he explained that he will always, have the same relationship with his friends, whether they change up on him. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. It sounds to me like a giant impromptu speech. It's pretty well organized, and I think you've got some interesting hypothetical examples and some personal experiences, although a lot of them are hypothetical also. You don't really use any firsthand personal experiences except in the most generic way. So it feels substantially under-researched for this point in the semester, so that's a little bit of a problem. It's nicely delivered for the most part. I thought you settled down. You had problems at the beginning, wandering around back and forth, but that became less problematic toward the end. I got to keep it short because we want to get in this last speech. Heidi.